Welcome. How's everybody doing today? My name is Dave Knapp. I am the man on the Manjaro. That's why I am here. You are on the pen. That's why you are here. Wegovy, Saxenda, Victoza, Trulicity, Manjaro, that pen. We're all here to talk about our journeys, the things that we are dealing with, the things that the medicines are helping us with, and we're all here to just have a community, right? So welcome today. If you're here and you're new, put an N in the chat next to your name. Let me know that you're new here. I would love to welcome you by name. We've got an extra special show today here. So we're live with our friends over on TikTok. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So let me know where you're tuning in from today. I would love to hear from you. We've got a special thing going today because I started a Facebook group called Zep Bound for Weight Loss. So Zep Bound for Weight Loss. If you want to check it out, Strahl, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being new here. But yeah, check it out. Zep Bound for Weight Loss. That is my new Facebook group. And we're talking, we're just bringing new people into the community. Obviously, with the rollout of Zep Bound. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the stream. People have questions, right? And so I am here to answer them. I have been on Manjaro. Shelly's new from Maryland. Welcome. I have been on Manjaro now for a year, right? A year this month. I am 2 years into a type 2 diabetes diagnosis, but I've been taking Manjaro for weight loss and for my type 2 diabetes. And while it's controlled my weight loss, my diabetes really well, and it has also helped me to lose 30 pounds and to keep it off. For the first time in my adult life, I've been able to lose 30 pounds and keep it off, right? I'm used to losing 30 pounds and gaining 45 and losing 30 pounds and gaining 45 and so on and so forth. And so what these medications have done, what this medication specifically has done for me, is to help me lose weight and keep it off in a way that I haven't been able to before in my adult life. So welcome. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about all things GLP-1 today. GLP-1s are the class of medications that Manjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, Saxenda, Victoza, Trulicity, and Zep Bound all belong to. And as a real big flyover before we get into really answering questions about the medication specifically, I just want to mention that these medications, again, belong to a class called GLP-1s. And basically the way that they work is you inject them once weekly, and they're going to mimic a hormone that's naturally produced in your body called GLP-1. And that GLP-1 hormone is called an incretin hormone. There are many of them, but it's the main one. And essentially what they do is they are working in our body to regulate our blood sugar. They're working in our body to help to control the amount of sugar that our liver makes. It helps us to feel full in our brain. So it's doing a lot of different things, right? And they started out as diabetes medication, and then they realized that one of the things that it does is it helps people lose weight by way of consuming fewer calories. So that's generally how they work. Zep Bound and Manjaro are the newest in the class because they act on two different hormones, not only GLP-1, but GIP. That's the gastro inhibitory polypeptide. It's just another incretin hormone that does kind of the same thing. It slows the gastric emptying. It delays how fast that food moves through you, so you feel fuller for longer. It acts in the pleasure reward centers of your brain, and it's just doing all sorts of things to help us to regulate our metabolism and ultimately lose weight. So that is kind of the framework with which we're operating in here. These are life-changing medications, like Mama's sharing here. She's lost 110 pounds in 11 months on Manjaro, been off for 3 months with no regain. Didi wants to know if I'm a doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical provider in any way, shape, or form. I'm a user of these medications who has benefited so greatly that I am now spreading the GLP gospel, because the one thing that I truly believe is these medications have the power to change people's lives. And being connected to over 20,000 people on social media now, I am hearing stories day after day after day of people whose lives have been changed by these medications. So welcome to Sue the Dude. Welcome to Mrs. Bell. Sandra, welcome. Miss Tatman, how are you? Miss Bell, I hope you're having a better day than you have been. You've been in my thoughts and prayers. T, welcome. Shelly, welcome. Strahl, AJ, how are you? How are you today? All up in the comments. Clark Kent, welcome. So Ray, welcome back. I think Ray was in the live stream the other day. So I want to go ahead and open the floor up for just conversations about your journey. If you have questions that you'd like to ask of me, again, I'm not a medical provider. I don't provide medical advice, but I do know about as much as there is to know about these medications as a layperson, somebody without a medical degree. And I do know my experience having been a user. Brianne, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Gianna says that these medications are changing the lives of so many, and I couldn't agree more. Princess has no insurance right now. Any suggestions? Yeah, so if you don't have insurance, when Zepbound rolls out, the copay assistance cards aren't what they were for Mounjaro when Mounjaro first rolled out. The best opportunity that you're going to have to get on a GLP-1, to be totally honest with you, is to go that route of talking to your doctor about looking at the cheaper options. If you want to look forward to some really positive news, is that liraglutide, which is the OG on the market of GLP-1 medications. It's a daily shot because it's got a really short half-life. Ozempic is like liraglutide 2.0, right? Semaglutide is like liraglutide 2.0 because you only have to take it once weekly. But liraglutide will be it is available on generic in about middle of 2024. So you can hold on for a few months. I know that's not a huge consolation, but it's better than a year ago when there wasn't really any option at all for the generic. So if you want a truly generic drug, it'll be available on the market. But there's other things you can look at. There's also other medications that you can look at that are non-GLP-1, right? You can look at things like Qsymia. Qsymia is going to be a combination of topiramate and phentermine. That some people do really well on that. So welcome to the stream. Thank you. It's the generic of Saxenda and Victoza, right? And the active ingredient is called liraglutide. So welcome. Let me know if you're new here. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new, put an N in the chat next to your name. I would love to meet you by name. Gail's been on Mounjaro for 5+ months for type 2, and A1C went from 7.7 to 5.7, which is amazing. And her husband just started. I know there are so many of us who have seen the benefits of these medications who are now getting our spouses on board with taking the medication as well. And this is just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So as you all get on these GLP-1s, this is the greatest community on the web to be a part of. So make sure that you like this stream and follow it so that we can stay in touch with each other once this live goes off, because I make lots and lots of videos that are going to help you learn more about the medication. Kat says, why I approve for Ozempic but not Mounjaro. That's very interesting, and welcome for being new. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I think that Ozempic is somewhat preferred by the insurance companies because it's been around a little bit longer, but the price point is like really very close to being the same. So a lot of times they want you to do something called step therapy, and that means they want you to try and fail on another drug before you can move to the next. So talk to your doctor about that, because if you fail on Ozempic, chances are you can get Mounjaro after that, especially with the type 2 diabetes diagnosis. My life, welcome. Been on Mounjaro since February 1st and lost 42 pounds. A1C was 7.5. Now it's 6.2. That's awesome. Miss Bell said she's not gained any weight through her struggles. That is really good news to hear that your health isn't sliding back. Stu the Dude wants to know, Zepbound will be available around $500 with the coupon. That is correct. So the copay savings card, if you have commercial insurance, so that's the caveat, and that's why I didn't tell this gal that was just asking. She said she didn't have any insurance at all. You have to have commercial insurance without obesity coverage to get the $500 off. If you have obesity coverage and Zepbound is on it, that's when you'll be able to get it for the $25 a month. There are some caveats to that. You can learn more about that at zepbound.lilly.com, where you can sign up for that. So yeah, a lot of people are on Mounjaro for non-diabetics, and they've been able to kind of continue to use the coupon for that card. So they're paying a little bit less, around $440 a month for Mounjaro, which is exactly the same thing. So there's a big question that I get very often. What's the difference between Mounjaro and Zepbound? Well, Mounjaro comes in a pen like this, and it's available in 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, and 15 milligram doses. And its active ingredient is tirzepatide, right? You can kind of see that tirzepatide, right? That's what Mounjaro is. Zepbound is the same exact thing. It comes in the same exact pen with a different label on it in the same dosages, except that Mounjaro is FDA approved for the treatment of type 2 diabetes, and Zepbound is approved for the treatment of chronic weight management for people with obesity. price point's going to be about the same, but it all depends on the indication that you have from your doctor. Jesse King's new. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Sounds like an auctioneer. Yeah, I got to talk fast to keep up with the comments. PA really cut back mid-year. Yeah, absolutely. The insurance companies have really clamped down. Bing Xing is welcome, ready for Zepbound. Been on MJ for a year and a half. Awesome. Presumably you'll just get the prescription for the other brand name, but it's the same medication that you'll be on. So I had to switch to Wegovy from Mounjaro. No luck. More hungry. Horrible. Hope this counts as a step. Yeah, it could. So Wegovy is more expensive. So if you have insurance coverage for Wegovy, chances are when Mounjaro Zepbound hits the market, which will be in a couple of weeks here, you should be able to get access to it. How much have I lost? I've lost 30 pounds on Mounjaro as a type 2 diabetic. So yeah, with the savings card, as long as you have obesity coverage, you should be able to get it for $25 as long as Mounjaro's on there. Mrs. Bell said she paid $400 once, but did advocate for herself, and they approved her through December 31st. They're requesting more records mid-December. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Mrs. Bell. You've been a great advocate for yourself. Hey, AJ, how are you today? Is it the same strength, Zepbound and Mounjaro? Yes, it is. It's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Same pen, same medicine, same company, just same doses, just a different name. And you get the name you get depends on the diagnosis that you get. If you have an obesity diagnosis, meaning you have basically a BMI of over 27 with a comorbidity, or a BMI over 30 with no comorbidities, then that's typically the guideline for obesity medicine. If you have type 2 diabetes, then Mounjaro. How do you find out if you have obesity coverage? Yeah, great question, AJ. So we'll camp out on this question for a minute. So if I miss questions, just throw them back in the chat here in a minute. But and make sure that you follow my channel, hit that like, hit that bell, hit that sub on YouTube, and then make sure over on TikTok that you're liking the stream, share it with somebody, and follow my account up here. But the best way to find out if you have obesity coverage is to log into your employer's they should have given you a login for your insurance company. If they haven't, no worries. Get your insurance card out, go to their website and set up an account. And then you can go into the account and it'll list all of the medications that are accessible to you that are on that's called a formulary. And it'll tell you how much that'll cost, right? So that's the best way to figure it out. Carolina, who is a penner, she gives back on a monthly basis to the work that I do here. So thank you for doing that. We'll pin your comment and tell you to get everybody to give you a follow. What are my thoughts on the new Novo Nordisk medication, CagriSema? Yeah, great question. So I just did a video on CagriSema. I think CagriSema is going to be a really interesting drug to follow. So it is a combination of semaglutide and another peptide called cagrilintide. And cagrilintide acts on the amylin receptor, so it's mimicking an amylin hormone, which does similar things to GLP-1. So it's like a dual acting medication, kind of like Mounjaro. So it's their answer to Mounjaro. They're running clinical trials in parallel, like Novo Nordisk is running one where they're doing the 15 milligram dose of Mounjaro up against the 2.4 milligram dose of CagriSema. So it's basically like Wegovy 2.4 plus cagrilintide. And I think it's going to show to be a stronger and more effective tool for weight loss than tirzepatide is. But then right on the heels of that, you'll have retatrutide coming back from Eli Lilly, and that will be even better than cagrilintide. So these are proliferating and getting better and better and better. So we're getting closer and closer and closer to being able to replicate results with pharmaceutical drugs, which are just peptides. They're just polypeptides, long chain of amino acids. They work by basically mimicking hormones in your body. And we're getting very close to these peptides being able to mimic the results of bariatric surgery, which is amazing. Jesse said he started Ozempic about 4 months ago and lost 40 pounds, but the manufacturers are out now. That is the ongoing issue. Absolutely terrible. Sunshine said, can't wait for BCBS formulary insurance approval prescription to start in. Zepbound in stock and start. Yeah, everybody's excited to start. So if you are looking to start Zepbound, it is getting there. We're getting really close to being able to start Hey, I'm back. Thanks for hanging on. Sorry about that. You knew it was bound to happen. Didn't happen on Pug's live stream the other day. So I'm back. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about side effects, right? So side effects are something that people talk about, nausea being one of them. If you're feeling nauseous or fatigued, those are two big side effects that people will feel on a GLP-1. And a couple things that you can do here. And I want to just kind of um, let you know that I put some links in the description of this video. So hopefully that helps people. But if you're just starting, nausea and fatigue can be real. And it's because a lot of times you're shedding electrolytes when you start losing weight. So keeping up with the electrolytes, I've got some products in the description of this video if you want to check that out, or you can go to onthepen.com. Click around for a second, click on a different tab, and that'll take you ultimately to a list that pops up for all the different side effects that you may experience on a GLP-1. See here. Best background photo ever. You like that? Yeah, that was when I first started my YouTube channel. They're referring to that over on TikTok. When I first started my YouTube channel, that was the little logo of the Moon Man, the Moonjaro, man on the Moonjaro, right? So fatigue does get better with time, Amy says. Yeah, but never totally away with day after injection. Yeah, the day after injection can be a butt kicker. So definitely stay up with your electrolytes. Protein is another one to prioritize that can help with that, but make sure you get plenty of electrolytes, particularly magnesium, potassium, and sodium are what a lot of people can go low in, and then they just don't feel right. You can get the discounted. Basically, the coupon is available at zetbound.lily.com. Hey, Red Eye. Welcome to the stream. Everybody say hi to my buddy Red Eye. Everybody let him know that he the man. That's right, buddy. Brother from another mother. Get headaches the first 2 days. Yeah, I really struggled with headaches, Amy. I had to titrate back for a little bit. Rick Ross in the house. That's right. We'll even pin your comment, right? Everybody tell Rick Ross how to give gifts on TikTok. You can make it do fancy stuff. Just, throw $300-400 into your TikTok account and just start giving gifts, Rick. So yeah, we're talking side effects now. Other questions? Vitamins too. Vitamins are good for fatigue and hair loss. Yeah, there's stuff in there in the description of the video that'll really help you out with the with all the side effects that you can, from sulfur burps to fatigue. What is the estimated date Zepbound will be available to pharmacies? It sounds like that first week of December is when doctors are expecting to get samples in, the 2.5 milligram samples. So what you're going to want to do is watch for the pharmacies for about the week after that, I would say. Any indication on the coupon for type 2 diabetes after? There will be one, and I think it'll be very similar to what I think they'll just extend the current terms of the card. They've got more insurance companies on board. And so they want to make it accessible to people who have high copays. And that's what these are typically. Eli Lilly has used these cards to get people on the medication. All right. They got a lot of non-diabetics on Mounjaro with a really good coupon that basically gave it away for the first 6 months it was on the market. Now that I think they said like 85% of insurance companies have added Mounjaro as a approved medication for type 2 diabetes, which is really good adoption. So I think what you'll see is they still want people with high deductibles to be on the copay card, and that's how they're usually used. So if you have a high deductible, you should still be able to get it for $25. See there, Michelle gave a gift. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate that. All the gifts are never expected, but always appreciated. Carrie Lee, how are you today? Hey, one of these days, Carrie, I'm going to end up in your office. I've been tooting around the state selling x-ray equipment. So if you have x-ray equipment where you're at, chances are you got to keep your eyes peeled for me walking in. I don't know where you work, but I've been in so many medical facilities in the state in the last 2-3 weeks. So chances are paths will cross someday. Any prediction if Zepbound will be able to stay in stock or on back order? I think there's a couple things. Thank you for the gifts. There's a couple things to think about. Sue the dude, do they still give out samples? Yeah, I think some of them do. Some places don't allow it anymore, though. So Eli Lilly has done yeoman's work to make sure they stay out ahead of the manufacturing as the new indication drops. That said, I think if you've been on Mounjaro for the last year, then what you're going to realize is that people will probably have intermittent outages of different doses. And I think that that will be the same song and dance for the next 24 months. But they're doing a ton of work to expand manufacturing. They've already expanded to double capacity over what they had at the beginning of the year. So you'll continue to see that. But intermittent outages of the different doses, I think, is something that you will see. Sue the Dude gifted a membership. Thank you for gifting a membership, buddy. I appreciate that. It's never, ever expected that you do that, but thank you for doing that. My doctor got a bunch of free samples of Ozempic 3 weeks ago, trying to pull back lost prescriptions to Manjaro, but no Eli Lilly samples. Yeah, go figure, right? Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have some really big news coming up on my own journey in the next couple of days. I can't wait to share with you some really big news. So and then just big channel news coming up. So I'm excited to be sharing some of that with you all as well. If you're new here, put an N in the chat next to your name. Let me know that you're new here, and if you have questions, this is the time to throw them my way. I am not a medical provider. I'm just a dude on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram that just loves to share the information that I've learned about this, because I know that a lot of people get on these medications and they don't know where to turn for information. I didn't have a really good place to turn for information when I got on the pen, and now I'm trying to be that for people who are here. So if you have questions, let me know. Brandy's new, welcome. Castro's new, welcome. Kayla, I'm trying to get on Zepbound, but can't get insurance to cover it. Yeah, you have to have obesity coverage. So if you have coverage for Wegovy, chances are that you should be able to get Zepbound when it comes out. D says, I've been super helpful. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. Shell, welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. You're welcome. Caspian, welcome. Are they the same? Manjaro and Zepbound are exactly the same. Zepbound's for weight loss. Manjaro's for diabetes. Sue said he was going to camp at his doctor's office to try to get himself some samples. Sandra's sitting on 6 weeks of 10 milligrams in a box of Ozempic. That's amazing. That's called the doomsday supply of GLP-1s. That's amazing. Hey, thank you for the gifts. That's always appreciated. Always appreciated. Thank you so much for those who give gifts. It is just helps to support the work that I do. So those of you who choose to do that, it is always appreciated. So thank you. If Ozempic's covered my insurance, will Zepbound be covered? Not necessarily. Ozempic is a type 2 diabetes medication, and Zepbound is an obesity medication. And not every single insurance company or formula plan has obesity coverage on it. So that, you'll have to check if you have obesity coverage. See if Wegovy is covered. If Wegovy is covered, chances are Zepbound will be as well. What's my favorite go-to hydration supplement product? So yeah, I've got a really good one in the description of my video on YouTube, but if you want to go to onthepen.com and scroll down until you see Keto Essential Electrolytes, that's my favorite. It's got a really good amount of magnesium, potassium, and sodium. And those are the ones that really make you feel kind of fatigued and kind of run down, because when you start to lose weight, your body sheds all the excess water, and with that go a lot of electrolytes. Plus, we're told to pump water, so we're pumping water, and that flushes it out as well. Got one sample of Ozempic. Insurance still wants more info to cover. Yeah, you're gonna have to work closely with your doctor on that. Is Zepbound just like Manjaro? I heard it was stronger. It's exactly the same. It's not stronger. It's the same. 100% the same. Just a different label. Same pen, same dosages, same active ingredient, different logo. I'm using Manjaro for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's helped tremendously with inflammation. That's awesome. I have several friends who have been using it for the same, and they say the same thing as well. It's just the decrease in inflammation is amazing. Life is short. A very late thank you for whoever gifted you a membership. Life is short. That would be Sue the Dude. So you owe that thank you to Sue the Dude, who is constantly giving out memberships. That is not expected, but he's just a good, kind, and generous guy. So that thanks is due to Sue for sure. Thank you for those who are following the live creator. I appreciate that. We always love to grow the community. So if you're here, make sure you follow the channel. Borican says, I use Manjaro. Yep, we got that. Harley, riding biker, has lost 96 pounds on Manjaro. Amy F with a $5 super chat. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, and a happy Thanksgiving to you, Amy. And a happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching. I've got something really fun in store for the Thanksgiving On the Pen. So I do a weekly show called On the Pen Live. It's on. We're 42 episodes deep on the Pen. And we have a special shows on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time every week. You can get there by clicking the link in the description of my channel. There's a YouTube button. Click that and follow it. We're 42 episodes deep every Thursday night at 9. And this week, we're going to have a very special show. So you won't want to miss it. I was back and forth on what to do. Now I know, and it's going to be fun. So make sure you check it out. Zepbound for weight loss should be in the pharmacies in the next few weeks. Bex wanted to know what's in my hand. the pen. Because we are on the pen. I'm Dave Knapp, man on the Manjaro. That's why I'm here. You are on the pen. Wegovy, Saxenda, Victoza, Trulicity, Manjaro, Zepbound, that pen. And that's why you're here. That's why the algorithm put you here. Because I am Dave Knapp, man on the Manjaro, and I am committed to giving people all the information that is humanly possible for me to store up here. And I want to give it back to you in the form of these live streams, but also tons and tons of videos that I do. I'm kind of a breaking news guy. So as news breaks about any GLP-1 medication, you want to make sure that you follow my channel for that. You're going to do that by clicking that link up there. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe down below, hit that bell and hit that sub as well. That's just going to keep you connected with my content. You can also check out more of me at onthepen.com, which is my website. This is a whole deal. It's a whole deal over here. So yeah, life is short. Welcome to the club. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's good to have you here. And thank you for those who have given gifts today. I really appreciate it. We're getting towards Christmas season. I've got 4 little ones with Christmas lists of things that are like endless, right? So Daddy's going to be doing some more live streams, it looks like. KS uses weight for weight loss, but gets compounded Manjaro from an alternative doctor. A lot of people are doing that. I was at my PCP yesterday, and he said that a lot of his patients are going elsewhere to find compounds. I'm not the compound guy, so there's other people that talk about that. But yeah, it's helping. Compounds are helping a lot of people. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. It's good to have you all here. We are going on almost 30 minutes. So it's been good to be live with y'all today. If y'all have any questions, I was trying to go live with my Facebook group, my new Facebook group. So I'm going to just plug it again because I don't think that my connection worked really well. But I have a Facebook group called Zepbound for Weight Loss. I am the proprietor of that page. So if you want to go to Facebook and check out Zepbound for Weight Loss and join that group, we would love to have you. Yeah, I was supposed to be live there, but it just not working. So that's a bummer. Sorry, I'm just clicking around here. So I want to just check and see if it's. Oh, we are live. How about that? So we are live to the group. So make sure that if you're interested in joining a Facebook group, that you check out. There it is. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and join over on Facebook. Question: do I follow a particular diet? So not really. I mean, I've kind of let the GLP-1 kind of break the diet culture wiring in my head, but definitely eat low carb because I'm a diabetic. So does that mean that I eat low carb absolutely every day? Does it mean that I eat keto? No, but most days I like to give my pancreas as much of a break as I can. So as a diabetic, I just try to be reasonable with the amount of carbohydrates I eat, but I also I'm just trying to live my life and not not do too much of the diet culture thing. But high protein every day for me. Zepbound discount cards are available in 10 days. Awesome. Did you get a email about that, Bex, or how'd you find that out? Tell me more, because I'll need to do a video about that when we get off here. Tell me more, Bex. Tell me more. Yeah, so it's Bex says that the coupon card, the copay assistance card from Eli Lilly for Zepbound will be available in 10 days, and she works in a pharmacy. So breaking news here. Thank you, Bex, for that. I'm gonna pin that. If you have something that you could send me, like a screenshot of an email, you take all the personal information out and the company information, but if you have a screenshot and you could email that to me at moonjaroman@gmail.com, I would be forever in your debt, Bex. moonjaroman@gmail.com, if you wouldn't mind. You can also alternate between Manjaro and Zepbound for fills. What? That's going to be a problem. People are going to stock up. That's an interesting thing. So Bex says that you can alternate fills, Manjaro and Zepbound. You can imagine how much stockpiling people will be doing then. Holy smokes. Why is commercial insurance required in order to use the discount card? That is a really good question. I guarantee you it has something to do with the PBMs because the system is rigged. That's the question. That's the answer to that question. Dave, do you track your food with an app? Do you recommend any apps? I do track my food fairly routinely on Lose It. That's the app that I like to use. Lose it. LOSEIT. Does that mean if they're out of a dose, you can get the other? Yeah, Stephanie, it could, but you'd have to obviously have a prescription for both, right? So you'd have to have a doctor that PBM rebate kickbacks. That's what Matt says. Yeah. So yeah, it has to do with the PBMs, which are the pharmacy benefits managers. They're the ones in between the pharmaceutical companies and the purchasers. That's us. And they manage the pharmacy benefits for insurance companies, and it's all a racket designed to screw us. I don't know how better to say it. Are there any alternatives to lower cost for Zepbound? Not really. Not FDA approved. I must say, you're very helpful with what you're doing. I'm an MD, and most of us, we don't focus on this. Yeah, Oak Hills, thank you for that. So yeah, and that's what I've found is my experience, especially PCPs. They have to be a jack of all trades. And so I am no medical provider. I do not provide medical advice. I just try to give information out about these medications, how they work, and try to help people have more informed and competent conversations with their doctors once they get in front of them. My doctor's so awesome. I had a appointment with him yesterday, and he probably talked to me for an hour. An hour, we back and forth just talked. And so I just, I really appreciate doctors and the work that they do. And especially my doctor, who I don't always see eye to eye with him on everything, but he actually cares about me, and I know that he does. And so for those of you who are out there who are doctors caring for so many people, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. You're tireless and oftentimes thankless work. People think they're smarter than you, the whole deal. So thank you for the work that you do if you're a doctor and you're out there. I'm seeing people not just on the compound, but also Yeah, we don't talk about that here. Yeah, we don't do that. When will Zepbound become available? In a couple weeks here. Just caught alive on TikTok. Anna, how are you today? Welcome. Thanks for being here. So yeah, how about PAs? All the shout outs to NPs and PAs, right? All the shout outs to them. A medical provider. If you're a medical provider, shout out to you. Absolutely. I'm just feeling extremely passionate about it because I just had such a good talk with my own personal doctor yesterday, who is a hey, Mama Pepper turned her brother onto me. Thank you. Thank you. You're an NP daughter of light. That's awesome. Yeah. All the love to all the medical providers. It is an act of service and love to be a medical provider, and especially for those who are doing right. And I'm sure you are, daughter of the light. Love your name also, by the way. What do we got? We got 30, almost 35 minutes in here. Anybody else have any other questions that I can try to answer before we pop off? Make sure that you follow the live creator up here so you can stay in touch with my content. And we just want to keep continuing to have the lines of communication open as Zepbound rolls out for a weight loss indication. Should be in the pharmacies in the next few weeks here. Then it's going to be a matter of whether you have obesity coverage. So now's the time to be checking with your insurance formulary to see if Wegovy's on there. If Wegovy is a covered medicine, then more than likely Mounjaro will be too. Zepbound will be too. Want to answer all the Mounjaro Zepbound questions again before we log off. Zepbound and Mounjaro are the same exact thing. One is for weight loss and one is for obesity. Mounjaro being for I said one being for diabetes and one being for obesity. Mounjaro is for diabetes, Mounjaro is for diabetes, and Zepbound is for obesity. Wegovy is so expensive eating it, and when it is covered, it absolutely is so expensive. You think the shortage for Wegovy will be less with Zepbound coming out? No, no, it won't be, because Novo Nordisk is an absolute train wreck of a company right now. I always like I just said this on my show the other night. I think, hey, Agar, welcome to the stream. I say that, Novo Nordisk was like the first to the party on GLP-1s, and they've done really well, but then they got trashed really early in the night, and now it's 7:00 and they're stumbling around drunk. And now Eli Lilly's coming in with the swagger, and I think they're going to clean up the mess. They're going to probably have to hold Novo Nordisk's hair while they yak. How's that for an analogy? Zepbound have same clinical trials. Zepbound clinical trials were called Surmount, the Surmount trials. You're going to want to look up tirzepatide, the active ingredient, because Zepbound just came out as the name this past couple weeks. Debbie gets 3 months of Manjaro for $25 just to rub it in. It's Nurse Practitioner Week. Oh, well, then I got to do a little video and thank nurse practitioners. So happy Nurse Practitioner Week to our nurse practitioner friends like Daughter of the Light. I also think of Donna over on YouTube, and I also think of some of our other friends that are NPs, Bourbon RX, Emmy in DC, Emmy B. So thank you for being nurse practitioners. Thank you for what you do. Yeah, Billy, that's interesting. He said you see some people switch from MJ to Sema and start gaining weight. We'll see what happens there. Sue the Dude says Novo Nordisk is an adorable drunk. I'm glad they're not a mean drunk. Was the biggest benefit of switching over to Manjaro from another medication? Manjaro just did better in the clinical trials. And then because it acts on 2 receptors, a lot of people experience more mild side effects. And when I say side effects, I'm specifically referring to like the GI side effects that people experience, whether it's constipation or diarrhea, because it's acting on 2. People tend to feel fewer side effects. Doctor says you need to exercise and weightlifting. That helps. Like that's good advice with no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing a GLP-1 or not. Really hoping you're oh yeah, Billy, you had the fibrosis. Yeah, Billy, and also, I think it was my retatrutide video. You hold out hope because when retatrutide comes out, it's eradicated fatty liver in people, and 93% of the people that take it. Ozempic did nothing for you. Manjaro was a miracle. Did I miss your switching to Ozempic from Manjaro? You're getting out ahead of me, Anna. I'll be talking about that a little bit later this week. In their latest trial, they may catch up with Lilly. Semaglutide is being tested at 3 times the strength, right? So 7.6 milligrams. And I think that'll get awfully close to tirzepatide, but nothing's going to get close to retatrutide. Nothing in a clinical trial that I've seen yet is going to get close to retatrutide. Both in the weight loss department and what it does metabolically, like the eradication of fatty liver. Trying to see if I missed any questions here. Make sure you follow the live creator here, Sue the Dude, YouTube. YouTube's slowing down in chat. I think I'll let YouTube go. Thank y'all for being here over on YouTube. Appreciate you all. Hope you all have a great Saturday. I've got something really fun lined up, YouTube, for Thursday night live this week for On the Pen. So make sure that you stay tuned for an announcement on that. But aren't they combining it with something, Dave? Well, okay, so they're doing several trials. Like the 7.6 trial is just 7.6 milligrams of semaglutide, just like they moved Rybelsus up to 50 milligrams. And when they really, really super increase the dose of just semaglutide, it gets pretty close to tirzepatide. But CagriSema is what you're referring to, Sue the Dude, and that is caglurinotide and semaglutide. In that combination, people lose weight really fast, like 15% of their body weight in 36 weeks or something like that. So I want to see a longer study on it. Obviously, the SURMOUNT trials for tirzepatide and the SURPASS trials for tirzepatide were 72 weeks. So let's just kind of wait and see on that. But I don't know that I'm as big of a believer in CagriSema as some other people are, because I think semaglutide has such a stronger side effect profile for people. And I think once people get a taste of the dual mechanism of Manjaro and the efficacy of it and the fact that they can take it, most will experience fewer or milder side effects. It's going to be very hard to compete with any drug that has semaglutide in the name. So that's my opinion on that, but we'll see. Some people are really hot to trot on CagriSema. I did a video on it earlier this week. I think it's exciting. I think some people are going to do better on different medications, right? And so I think that TBD, right? So we'll see. So YouTube, thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. You're the best part of this channel. Make sure that you hit that like before you go. Make sure if you're not subscribed that you do. And we will catch you on the next one, YouTube. I'll stick around for TikTok for a few more minutes and answer questions over there. If you're on TikTok and you don't follow me on YouTube, please follow me on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you don't follow me on TikTok, please follow me on TikTok. Capiche? I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the people that you love. Enjoy your family. And we will catch you on the next one.